This is a 2022 Ford Ranger Tremor Edition.
And this is the 2022 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro.
Today we're at the Tahuya Off-Road Vehicle Park to find out which one is best. That's coming up right now on Driving Sports TV. This is the Tahuya Forest. Here in the Pacific Northwest, it's known for pretty much one thing, having an amazing off-road vehicle park. In this video, we're going to face off two of the most popular off-road ready mid-sized trucks, head-to-head, to see which one is best over dirt, rock, and roots. I'll be driving my personal 2022 Ford Ranger Tremor Edition. I bought this for the channel just a couple months ago, and I've already put almost 7,000 miles on it. Price as it sits here, $44,065 US, including destination. That also includes some nice amenities like adaptive cruise control, the tow package, and remote start. The truck features a 2.3-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, making 270 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. It's connected to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and it powers all four wheels through a part-time four-wheel drive system with a dual-speed transfer case. It also comes with Ford's trail control system, in addition to a rear-locking differential. All-terrain tires are standard, as are Fox shocks. The bed rack was purchased separately. This is a Yakima Overhaul HD with a small lock-and-load platform. As you can see, I have traction boards and a shovel mounted, just in case we need them. And we are expecting a challenge today. We're here at the Tahuya Off-Road Vehicle Park, which is managed by the Quadrupaz Off-Road Club. Today we'll be driving the 4x4 loop trail, which features a number of rock garden challenging sections. It's these sections that'll provide the most challenge as we test the advanced off-road crawling capabilities of these two rigs.
I'm driving the 2022 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. This is the same truck we've had in previous shootouts and is yet again provided by Toyota for this shootout. The TRD Pro comes fully loaded, though it does have a couple of options like a spare tire lock and a bed light. Price as it sits here, $50,733, including destination. This truck features a 3.5-liter V6 engine, making 278 horsepower and 265 pounds-feet of torque. It's mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Like the Ford, the four-wheel drive system is part-time with a 2-speed transfer case. Internal bypass Fox shocks and all-terrain tires are standard, as is a rear locking differential. Of course, it also includes Toyota's multi-terrain select and crawl control systems, which should come in handy when the trails get rough.
Okay, Nick, are you ready to face defeat against the Ford Ranger Tremor Edition?
We'll see about that.
I think these are going to be very closely matched, especially because this is a Tremor Edition. These are both the top-end off-road trims. But the one advantage I have here, in addition to having more torque than you do, is I also have more ground clearance because I have 9.7 inches, which gets me about a couple hairs more ground clearance than you have.
Yeah, it's not too much, but it may come into play today. We'll see. I mean, if we're really testing out what 0.4 inches, if we're testing that out today, then we really shouldn't be on these obstacles with the press vehicle. But we'll see. We'll see if that little bit of difference and maybe you having a little bit better tires makes a difference today. It's pretty dry out, so there's no mud, but we'll see.
So the Tahuya Off-Road Vehicle Park is actually purpose-built for this kind of driving. This park has a lot of miles just for smaller vehicles. However, there is a loop for 4x4s like these trucks. So this is going to be a lot of fun.
It's been a few years since I've been here. Now, the last time I was here, I brought my personal car, the Lexus GX, and it did pretty well. We did some more challenging trails on the back end that had a lot more overgrown trees with that risk of scratching my paint. I don't think we're going to do that today just because this is a press vehicle and we can't damage it too much, but the main trail today should be pretty fun. It's not going to be too crowded, so we don't have to move over for dirt bikes or quads or big lifted Jeeps as much as we should on the weekends. So I'm leading the trail right now, and right at the beginning, it's not too bad. You know, I feel like a small crossover could get up this. Just kind of depends on the driver. I know later on it does get a little bit more tight, so we will see how both these cars do.
Currently, I am just in for high because there's nothing really too difficult here yet. What really we got to look out for here is articulation. We have to look for trees, specifically tree roots jumping into the the course here. I want to make sure I don't rub up against anything. And this is actually where I would really like to have a surround view camera system. It would really help me in these narrow slots. And we got to not get too aggressive here because these trees are very close. So a lot of this is going to be weaving in and out of trees with some mild articulation, but we are going to come up to a rock garden fairly shortly here where we'll really be able to test out these systems. So I'm really curious how the Ford's trail system compares against the multi-terrain select system of the Toyota. I get to see him articulating there a little bit.
Yeah, that was quite the little angle kick right there. So as of right now, I just have the vehicle in 4 high. I don't have any of the multi-terrain select or the crawl control or the locking differential on. I'll wait to put it into 4 low until maybe I find some more challenging sections, because right now we're just kind of cruising, just kind of coasting along.
Now I think I have a slight advantage in tires here. These grabbers are pretty aggressive for a factory all-terrain tire. Toyota is typically pretty conservative in what they choose for off-road tires. Now I can't get too aggressive here. I gotta watch my back because these trees are very tight.
You know, it's interesting. This trail, we just walked the first part of it before we started filming, and on foot it seems plenty wide, not that tough. And then you get into a vehicle, and this Tacoma, and especially that Ford Ranger, aren't that big. But as soon as you get in a car, it's just, that trail shrinks, it almost seems like, and you're super worried about scratching the side. So we'll see how narrow this gets, but it is tighter than I remember. We definitely probably shouldn't bring a full-size truck or a Toyota Tundra on here. I think it might be a little too tight for that.
How we doing back there? Oh, I got inches. So, but we have miles of this. So let's go ahead and see what the first feature is going to be.
Ooh, we got a steep angle right here. So we're kind of turning left, going downhill with a steep angle that we have to turn into. And I have my mirrors turned down here on the side. That way I can see where my tire is. Oh, we cut it close there. Gotta hop that route. Perfect. That was perfect. It was a little sketchy, but
well, let's give it a try. So the Toyota just went through there. Let's see if I can go through there.
not too bad. See if Ryan gets through that just fine.
Famous last words, right? So I'm going to go as high as I can to try to make that around, and I hope I don't slide to the left. I'm going to go as straight as I can here. And then we're going to shimmy around. Actually going to back up just a wee bit to get better alignment here.
Oh, he's reversing.
I'm going to try to not bump that root. Ah, that's a lot of tilt. Okay, no problem. Ha-ha! I've done whatever you can do, Toyota.
That looks like that's 1 point for the Tacoma. He had to reverse a little bit.
Okay, just look at this next leg, and it is going to be super tight. Lots of trees, lots of tilt. In other words, fun. There's nothing wrong with saying something's going to be too hard. There isn't. And I'm going to put my window down so I can look out and make sure, oh yeah, that is a sneaky route. So the next version of this truck is supposed to be, oh my gosh, I do not like this, is supposed to be even bigger. And not a fan of that, honestly. As you can see, these are already pretty darn tight trails. Actually, I'm feeling like I could line this up a little bit better. I'm getting a little more angle than I want because I'm a little concerned I'm going to slide. So let's get this. Oh, that's so tight. So tight. I think we got inches there. Okay, and we're good there. Whew, he wasn't kidding. That is a little concerning.
I was telling the camera, I was like, it's funny, me and you walked through this, like the first little section right before we brought the cars through, and it was all wide.
We're like, oh, no problem at all.
And then you bring a car and you're like, oh wow, the trail shrunk.
The shocking thing is that the next generation of this truck is supposed to be 2 inches wider.
Yeah, well, I was saying, like, I can't believe people bring full-size trucks in here.
No, those guys are really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not worth it.
So the trail system here, they require that your vehicle not be over, what was it, 95 inches? 96 inches wide. This truck is 77. Okay, well, let's see what other adventures we have ahead. So here's the $50,000 question. Can you go down that without scraping?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So we're gonna let him go all the way down first before I go, just in case I start sliding. I don't want to slam into him. It looks like it'll be fine, but you know, better safe than sorry, right?
Ooh, this is steep.
Okay, and I'll actually use trail control with downhill descent here on my vehicle because it's only a 2-step process. Oh, and I'm already in 4-low. Enable, I just use set button. And at this point, I am crawling at 1 mile per hour. Don't have to use brake, don't have to use gas. So this allows me to focus 100% on my line. And even 1 mile per hour is a little on the brisk side, although it's fine. This is why I always say you need to have a very slow hill descent control. It's for hills like this. You just imagine this in the rain or snow. Yeah, that would be really hard. Oh, that worked pretty well.
Yikes. I don't know if it's worth it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so we got a little off track somehow. Are we on the purple diamond right now?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
And it's actually extreme difficulty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so...
Something that the sign up front didn't say, right?
Yeah, well, most of the sign was blown out with a shotgun. So to be fair,
right.
We did not have enough guidance on this. So the problem that I'm seeing here clearly are these dips. There's no way my running boards are gonna get over these. Yeah, I'm just gonna dig right in.
I'll stand at the bottom. You go stand right there at the top and you'll see.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're both, what, 6'1", 6'2"?
That's a bit of give and take within, that's like 4 feet there, 5 feet.
We don't know what's down there, so.
Let's flip it around and go find the real road.
Unfortunately, let's do that. This is no fun.
Oh, man.
Do you think a Bronco could do that?
Two-door.
Two-door?
I think a two-door could, yeah.
I think so.
Note to self, get a Bronco two-door out here. Gotta lock my rear diff so I'm not just spinning wheels.
I mean, whoa!
How you doing back there? See, no problem at all. Super easy. Really? Really? Thank you, parking sensor.
Okay, you can go straight.
So what we have here is the road cuts off the main line onto one of the more technical trails. And this has what we would call a gatekeeper. It's a couple boulders in the front that if you can't get over them, you're not going to get over the rest of the trail. So it's a good way of making sure that vehicles that aren't capable enough don't get stranded mid-trail. Basically, you have to pass a test. Now this one's not terribly difficult. At least I don't think it is. Nick's on it right now.
How am I on that rock on the right side?
The right side, you have 2 feet. You've got tons of room on the right.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to avoid that one because that one will eat a bumper.
There's no shame in having a spotter. There you got miles. Rock. There you go. Cool. Watch your root on the inside there, though. I'm gonna roll right over it and slide to the right. Okay, my turn. I think I might like a set of eyeballs just because of my steps on the side. The steps, the dreaded steps. So I am switching this vehicle now into 4 low. Put it in neutral, go to 4 low. Okay. I'm gonna lock my rear diff so I don't have any side to side. Just gonna climb up this.
There they are.
Those things suck. Why did they put these steps on an off-road vehicle? It boggles my mind. Yet again, very happy I do not have a full-size truck. So far, everything the Tacoma TRD Pro has done, this truck has done just as well. But there is something I'm seeing right up here that might change that. There's a big old boulder on the left that we, kind of have to get over here. And I'm not really sure this truck can get it because of the sideboards. So Nick, do you think you can get the Tacoma over that big old boulder in the way?
Let me see. Let me pull up there and see if I can manage that. Can you not?
I'm pretty sure my sideboards are gonna nail it. There might be a alternative side route, but I'm not feeling good about it. And I don't want to do it. I mean, if you can't get over it, then I'm going to assume I can't get over it. So why don't you give it a try?
Yeah, my lack of running boards. Let's give it a shot. We're not going to lock the rear diff. I want to see. I am actually curious if I want to get through it without it.
Straight.
So Ryan's up front spotting me. So you can't see a whole lot.
Slow.
So I'm
straight on, you're good.
Climbing up the rock on the left side. I'm just gonna go straight over that. Aha, okay.
You gonna turn on MTS?
Turn on MTS. I'm gonna do, let's see, we have mogul, rock and dirt, we have rock. I'm gonna go loose rock and see how that works. We're not in the rocks right now, but we are slipping a little bit. So we're gonna see how that works. So MTS, loose rock setting.
There we go. Hold it on top. Oh, nice. That was a struggle.
It was.
Did you lock your rear diff?
Nope.
Okay, you're good, you're good. Okay, go straight for another couple inches. Now cut right, because you cleared a little secondary rock. No, right.
You're right.
My right, yeah. Okay, you're good. Okay, now stop, straighten out. Okay, come on up, you're gonna lift your rear up. I would put your rear locker on personally.
Do I have to be in neutral for that?
No.
Yeah, it's just blinking at me.
You might need to roll forward and backwards.
I know.
By the way, the Ford locker turns on instantly every time.
That's why I didn't turn on in the first place. I was trying to figure it out. I was like, yeah, let's just go for it.
Okay, you're on the rock. Give it a little throttle. Easy climb. Okay, so hold it. You're on the top. Let it down gently. Okay. There's a really sharp rock on the inside there that we got to watch out for with mine. Okay, let me check your inside. Hold for a second. You're fine. Okay, come around. So let's pull forward here, and now let's see if I can do it.
All right. So yeah, I did struggle a little bit with traction. Oh, now the locker's on. Now the locker's on. So now the locker's on. So if you're in that kind of situation, like if you're in the thick of it, it's kind of hard to lock this differential. Just kind of kept blinking at me, but I finally got through it and then it locked. So
I will not let down Ford owners. We got this. I hope. Okay, well, Nick did it. I don't know how well we're gonna do here. I'm gonna give it a try. I will rip off my sidebars if I go over the rock the same way he did it. So I'm gonna have to do a different line. And then when I do that line, I don't know how I'm gonna get to the right because it's gonna situate me much closer to the tree. So this is gonna be interesting. I also do not have any exterior cameras, so I can't really see where my wheel position is other than leaning out. So I'm gonna try to bypass the rock. Swing.
Faster a little bit. Actually, scratch that. Come driver.
Yeah, because it'll lift me up.
Okay, now hold on. Actually, yeah, you're good. Come straight. Look at that.
How's my right? I'm dragging.
Straight. Keep coming.
At the end of the day, I might just end up.
All right, now start turning hard, driver. Okay, you're gonna drop down in the back right here.
Look at that. Look at that finesse. It's two-pedal driving right there. How's my nose?
I want to say something real quick to your
Oh,
camera.
yes, what?
So Ford puts these on, right, on an off-road vehicle.
Which is absolutely insane.
They're not sliders, they're rock steps.
Yep.
But you can use them as rock sliders.
That's true.
they might rip the welds off or something.
At the very least, it gives you one layer of protection before you damage the body.
But the whole point of putting a slider on the vehicle is to slide through
Right.
that vehicle.
But these are not sliders.
No, it's the complete opposite
If
of what they
could-
should do.
They just hook things. Like if they put sliders on this, it would be almost
They should
indestructible.
call these non-sliders.
Yes, there we go. Very clever.
Dad joke. Very clever. All right. I'd keep coming this way. You're good. You're good. Man, that's impressive. Now, granted, you did skip the front tire,
I did skip the front tire,
but we should have done that with ours, but we didn't really realize that.
because when it comes down to it, it's the driver. Or the spotter, and I was spotting him. So anyway, okay, let's just call it even. We'll just call it even. Okay, Nick, let's go to the final obstacle and wrap this video up.
All right, sounds good. I'm still trying to find an obstacle that you can't do, but here we are.
So I would have trouble replacing this with anything else. I really like this truck. It tows 7,500 pounds, which is best in class. It's comfortable. It has adaptive cruise control, which makes it super nice to drive on the freeway. And of course, it also has excellent off-road capability, aside from those goofy anchors on the sides that they call side steps. So overall, loving this truck. Now, normally, the person driving each vehicle will just be the advocate for that vehicle. Like if I'm driving the Toyota, oh, Toyota's great, let me see, how well we can do with it. But in this case, I mean, I do own this truck, and when I bought it, I didn't have a lot of experience with it, but I am just absolutely adoring this thing. So Nick, if you bought a Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro and you wanted to talk it up with your buddies, what would you say is the headlining feature of that truck?
If you don't want to take into account reliability and things like that, surface level mechanical, I'd say that the suspension from factory is really, really good. But even a Tacoma, just without the TRD Pro package, is so capable. I mean, we've tested so many of them. They're so capable that you don't really need the TRD Pro, but if you do go up to this level, the suspension change is really nice. Same with that underbody protection, and it just looks cool. This, I don't remember what they called this color, a cosmic green or electric green or something like that, but it's stunning. It catches eyes, that is for sure. But I'd say the suspension and or the color. And you get to say that you have a TRD Pro.
For this truck, I would say that it's the combination of off-road features and comfort. This is the most comfortable mid-size truck you can buy. and the off-road features work very well. Now, MTS is more capable than the trail system that's on this vehicle. However, my rear locker engages every single time instantly. Whereas I have driven the Tacoma, and sometimes you gotta fuss with that button. You gotta roll forward, backwards, all that stuff, which is complicated and a problem if you're in an obstacle already. So with the Tacoma, you kind of have to know if you're gonna do it in advance, whereas the Ford, you can just flick it on whenever you need it. Although these running boards, yet again, getting in the way. Okay, I think we just cleared that.
That kind of brings me to my next point is, I think I have more negatives than I do positives for this truck, and I'm willing to talk about that, but I don't want to see, other than the running boards, what about that truck don't you like, and would you kind of recommend against for someone wanting to buy that truck?
The lack of a camera system at this price point, or even charging more, make it an option. Already, your truck is $6,000 more than this truck. So give me a $1,000 option to put surround view camera on this for trail. That would be a game changer. Oh, no heated seats. If you live in a cold climate, you cannot get this with heated seats. Again, it's like they have weird amenity packages on this one. It's almost like they know what they need to do for a perfect truck and they just refuse to do it. But the rest of it, love it.
Yeah, that is strange. No heated seats and definitely no camera system. That's weird for how expensive that truck is. Biggest thing for me, and you know this, and I think you can agree with me, and a lot of people can as well that have driven this truck, is the powertrain. And I almost feel like I just need to leave it at that, but this transmission, it's a 6-speed, but it just seems like it's just so dead. Like it just doesn't know when to shift sometimes. And my biggest thing is when I'm cruising up Snoqualmie Pass, going over to the east side of Washington, it just seems like it just hunts for gears left and right, and that can be due to the transmission, but really it comes down to the engine and like the power this engine makes. It makes like okay horsepower, but the horsepower is made so high in the RPMs that you really have to rev the crap out of this thing to really get anything out of it.
Which kind of brings us to like, what's the point of a V6 at that? If that's what you have to do.
I saw a funny meme online that said, my friends make fun of me because I drive a Tacoma. I have the power of an inline 4 and I get the gas mileage of a V8, but it's a V6.
That's very accurate.
But there are good things about this truck, and if you're just taking it off-road and you're not going on the highway too much and everything that makes a vehicle, if you're not doing that, it's a great truck.
And it will retain its value pretty much unlike any other truck on the planet.
Correct.
The core capabilities of the Toyota Tacoma make it an excellent off-road vehicle. Honestly, you could buy either of these, so long as you are comfortable in it and it has the features you want, you'll be happy. They're both excellent trucks. Personally, I prefer the comfort and what I get out of this truck. It just suits me better. And yeah, there's some annoying things about the Tacoma. Hopefully they fix those on the next generation.
Uh-oh. Oh, a Gatekeeper.
Yeah, so we got in. Our two choices are to either go over this.
We got in over on the whole other
or
side
drive for another 2 hours to get back the other way.
Unfortunately, with it being fall,
there's no sunlight.
It's going to be dark here in an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, hour and a half easy. It'll be dark. So
I think we can do it.
I think it'll be fine, yeah. The biggest issue being those side steps. Ridiculous side steps.
I know, we keep mentioning them. Seems like we're just on repeat.
I know, we're like hammering it in because they're ridiculous on this truck.
I mean, you made it through that one obstacle that I did.
It's true.
I do think that the steps are going to come into play here.
And honestly, if the steps rip off, I don't like them anyway.
My issue is, like, what are they attached to and how do they rip off?
Yeah, exactly. They are bolted to the subframe, but they're not sliders.
Those bolts will go before the actual frame.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, let's have you go over first, and I'll spot you.
Let's see if I can lock that rear diff finally. The rear diff finally locked right away. So we are all set. Ryan's gonna spot me and hopefully get me through without any issues here.
As far as gatekeepers go, this isn't too bad. There's at least enough rocks here. It's not like we have one big boulder we need to climb over. We just have little rocks. Well, little boulders.
All right, so we're gonna try to go on the outside and come in. So he's spotting me and I've gotta watch him. Man, it's hard to go slow in this thing.
You're going to go up. You're good. Okay, slow, slow, slow. Stop. It's good. Keep coming, keep coming.
So I'm literally just watching Ryan right now,
That way.
following his every direction.
Yes. Stop. Straight, 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 straight. Go that way, that way. Okay, good. Come this way.
I think we're almost through.
Okay. Slow, 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 slow. You're gonna have drop on the left. You're gonna drop over here. It's gonna be okay, I think. But do it slowly. Two pedal.
I'm trying. This thing's hard to get slow.
I know. Slow. Okay, you're good. You're good.
There it is. And that's the TRD pipe, baby. That's good spotting, Ryan. Made it through without an issue. One thing, this thing is hard to crawl. It is so hard to crawl.
Okay, if this can't get it over without seriously damaging something, then obviously the Tacoma wins. It comes down to this. Let's go into 4 low. Okay, and we're going to turn that rear locker on. Comes on immediately. Just want to point that out. So this is the time where I have to rely on my spotter. I have no choice. And you know, the 10-speed in this really does a pretty good crawl ratio. I got to go right or my running boards are going to hang up over here.
Yeah. Well, your back tire's gonna climb here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, roll forward straight.
Okay. Okay, well.
Okay, so your back driver is gonna drop down. This side's gonna come up a little bit.
Okay.
So that'll clear this side.
Okay. Is that good?
Yep. Nice and slow. This side's gonna start climbing down that rock. God, that thing crawls good.
Yeah, serious crawling.
Okay, one sec.
Okay. Okay, we good?
Yep, follow that angle. Okay. Go hard driver. You're out of there.
Yes! Anything you do, I can do with a little extra effort because of these steps.
Right, that was tough.
But how about that crawl ratio, huh?
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Just a little bit off there.
It'll be fine.
We'll see what we left on the rock. Just a little bit.
Oh, no problem. Nice. Victory. That's awesome. So after a long day of off-roading, my favorite is still the Ranger. I find it more comfortable. The crawl ratio is better. The only real caveat are those side steps, which can be removed. I just left them on because this is how you buy the truck. So what do you think of the Tacoma?
I think the Tacoma has its place in life.
Yeah.
Not in my life. I think it's a very bright and head-turning piece of machinery.
It looks amazing.
Right. I mean, it does perform off-road.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. People are going to come for me in the comments.
You're
Hey,
going to get comments from the
please.
Tacoma people.
No, but I think the Ranger is definitely, especially the Tremor, I think it's definitely a contender against something like this that's been tried and true for so many years.
44 and change, 50.
That's ridiculous. For what you get, the cameras look like they came out of a Nintendo 64.
But
and
at
they
least
didn't
you
even have cameras.
You have cameras. I don't even get cameras. And on that, we're at the end of our episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again right here real soon.